bettors.com.
We continue our Sunday discussion of the NFL, the matchup between the Chargers and the Steelers from Pittsburgh. The Steelers laying 7, total 43 as we speak. And, boy, 4 straight Charger losses. And the way they lost to Baltimore and Cincinnati has to be completely demoralizing on top of everything else that's happened to this team. We do know that Big Ben had a great practice on a Wednesday for Pittsburgh, by the way, according to Tomlin. But, Steve, you got San Diego. They've covered one of the last 10 non-division road games. Only shot they have in this one is if Pittsburgh's disinterested and half the team doesn't show up on the field. I mean, that's about as good a chance as they got. Other than that, the only thing that surprises me, we talked it a little bit before we started the video, Marco mentioned, is that the line hasn't jumped above 7.
I think what's happening is you've got the traditional pros that are taking a look at the situation and saying Pittsburgh needed these last 3 games like blood. They're behind Baltimore. Big Ben goes out, and so they got sandwiched, and then they got the third stringer playing from, so the defense playing out of their minds 3 straight games, and now finally they may let up a little bit, and maybe it'll be higher scoring than we expect in this game. But bottom line, San Diego, I mean, they're faxing out resumes. It's all over, baby. I mean, they know they're going to have to find a job someplace next year. Their season is kaput. And what creative ways to find to blow it. You know, the fans, the home fans that being nervous, they know it's coming. And then, you know, Baltimore picks up 34 yards on 4th and 35. The ref says, great play rule. We'll give Ray Rice, even though he's only 5 feet tall, you know, an extra yard and a half from where his knee is down. I'm not bitter. I
was with you, man.
There's no way he had that first down. There's no way I'd bet anything.
I got a TV in my pool that proves that.
But that's what, if you're going to bet on San Diego, you're going to have to expect that sort of thing is going to happen. And then, you know, a lot of the pros are saying, well, Big Ben's only worth 3.5 points. And not from my perspective. I mean, I look at this, I can't believe this line is only 7. It would be like one of the greatest upsets of the year if San Diego, after losing to the Bengals and the Ravens, who I have rated as worse teams than the Steelers, can go into Pittsburgh 10 a.m. start time, and, you know, they're going to be drinking the coffee, trying to wake up, trying to somehow figure out, if they care, get some faxes out before the game. So I think that there's no way you can bet San Diego. I don't care what the stats say the line should only be 6. If you look at the year-to-date stats. But this is a dead team walk in San Diego. You cannot back them anymore. They're finished. Pittsburgh, they smell blood. They see Baltimore's got a very tough schedule. They have an easy one. This division is not wrapped up for Baltimore. Pittsburgh needs every game.
We talked about this on First Preview Radio the last couple of weeks. In fact, before Pittsburgh beat Baltimore, we had said that, I think you were on the show, and we had said that, you know, the lines at the time to win the Super Bowl at one particular book was 40-1 Pittsburgh before they beat Baltimore. And Marco and I were talking about how it's not a bad idea to, you know, throw a couple of bucks at 40-1 when you look at their schedule compared to Baltimore's. The one big hurdle was getting over Baltimore this Sunday. They did so with Charlie Batch. You, sir, before I get to your analysis on this one, you scared the heck out of me last Sunday. I'm sitting there. It's the end of the game. You had a good, what'd you go, 2-0, and you had the Chargers left to go. And, of course, Phillip Rivers throws the interception in the end zone to end the game. And he texts me right away, and he goes, I'm going to be on the Chargers the rest of the year. And so I'm waiting for ... follow-up text.
Are they playing Atlanta?
There you go. That was good. So I'm waiting for this. What tremendous statistic does he have on this team that has a lame duck head coach that has no receiver for his quarterback to throw it to? And then he goes, oops, I'm not playing on this team the rest of the year. What do you think about this one?
I had chicken wing sauce on my fingers, and I was trying to text. It just doesn't work well. Now, the situation here, the one thing that I will say with this game, the fact that Ben's going to start is the only way that you could play Pittsburgh this week. If Charlie Batch was going to start, this would be a no play at all, because that was the game of ages for him. And, you know, there's no way he could have come back and played in the same intensity that he did in Baltimore last week. I think the team will be energized by him. We worry about the flat spot, but the fact that Ben's coming back is going to energize the team, and the offensive line knows they got to protect him. You know, he's coming back, but he's not 100%. You don't want him taking any bad shots, so they're going to play out of their minds. I think Pittsburgh's the side. You know, the line that we're seeing at 7 is early. It's not up at all of the books yet. I think that by the time we get to Sunday, you're definitely going to see 7.5s on the game, and some of the books will probably, and Steve, you can attest to this, will end up moving it beyond that to protect all of the teaser money that's going to come in on Pittsburgh, because if there was ever a god-awful lock for a tease, and I know we don't like to use that word, but San Diego's not coming to Pittsburgh and winning a football
Look at
game.
the little exotics column on Sportsbook Spy. I think you're going to see a little bit of a percentage on the Pittsburgh Steelers on that exotics column.
And this game is personal. We're rooting for Brian Leonard to make it in the finals of the Cantor Showdown. Well, last week I went 4-2-1 in the Cantor Showdown, and I am gone. I lost on tie breaks. You know why? Because of these Chargers. These Chargers had to beat. I didn't play the Chargers.
The other guy.
They're stupid once. Fine, blame me. But my opponent correctly got on the Bengals, and I had the Bengals too in the game, but the line was bad, so I couldn't choose it in the contest. And the Chargers did what Chargers do, and I know I need this game to advance. And I'm watching it, and I'm ahead 13-10, and I said, I am drawing to dead. Why isn't Cantor doing this game in live wagering? I'm ready to click on my tablet. No live wagering. Thanks, Cantor. Thanks a lot.
You know what? I'm going to go back to the game though for a second. This is your free pick in just a minute. But again, getting back to the game, you got the Chargers who can't run the ball effectively. They're facing Dick LeBeau, my favorite defensive coordinator, who knows how to pick on bad teams and on rookie quarterbacks. Obviously, not talking about Rivers there, but a bad football team. And you do have the Chargers, who's one of those teams who cannot play these early games on the East Coast. I think they're 1-6 straight up. And against the spread, the last 7 times they've played that 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific East Coast games. It's just because they suck. And they don't care.
They would have lost anyways.
They would have lost anyways, as far as I'm concerned. That's just me. But anyway, this one's your free pick.
Yeah, my free pick here is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm personally going to tease this team down. That way, if the line goes up to 8 even, I can tease through the 7, through the 3. Just need them basically to win the game. But I think it's fine to go ahead and bet the Steelers as well. And I certainly expect that all the money is going to be on the Steelers. I'd bet this earlier rather than later.
That's good stuff. RG3 coming up next. Can he continue this incredible run? He's going to match up against the Baltimore Ravens, who don't have a lock on their division as of yet. I'm going to have a free pick on that one. Stick around. More here at pregame.tv.